Haiti's prime minister has resigned as the violence in his country just gets worse. Officials of CARICOM, a regional bloc, say Ariel Henry submitted his resignation Monday night. This comes after regional leaders met earlier on Monday in Jamaica to discuss a framework for a peaceful political transition. The country has been plunged in a crisis after powerful gangs carried out highly coordinated attacks right across the capital, Port-au-Prince, since last month. Now, meantime, America's top diplomat says the U.S. will contribute $300 million for a Kenya-led multinational security mission to Haiti. Antony Blinken's announcement came after a high-level emergency meeting. You see them there in Jamaica, all of them discussing Haiti's political crisis.
I think today's meeting on Haiti, so critical, bringing CARICOM together, is testament to Jamaica's leadership in the hemisphere that we share, leadership at a critical moment for Haiti, but also a critical moment for all of us.
For more, we're joined by Jacqueline Charles. She is a Caribbean correspondent for the Miami Herald. Jacqueline, good to see you again. Listen, things are obviously dire in terms of not just what's going on in Haiti, but the solution to it. So we have that meeting with CARICOM in Jamaica. They're calling for something that's broader and more inclusive. What does that mean?
Well, it's very interesting because I've been following this meeting all day. It started about 3 hours late. There were 7 different proposals that were sent to CARICOM practically overnight. They really wanted just one. And what seems to be emerging is kind of a piecemeal of some of the different proposals. But not everybody in these meetings is happy. It got heated at some time, and I understand that they've now asked for a postponement. But what we understand is that it's leading toward a 7-member presidential panel. And when you think about this, this panel is going to have the powers of the presidency. So it's like 7 presidents is what people are looking at this and trying to figure out what does that mean. I think what the international community learned today, that despite their criticism of the process up until now, that it's very difficult to get Haitians to arrive, at a consensus, and you're not going to be able to make everybody happy. And while they made it seemed or allowed them to believe that they were, giving their opinions and they were coming at this, there was definitely a lot of nudging on the part of CARICOM leaders and the United States from individuals that I spoke to who were part of this process.
As you said, a lot of controversy even about what's taking place at that meeting in Jamaica, and then they have to make it work on the ground. The gangs and the international community actually agree on one thing, and that this needs to be a Haitian-led solution. Is that even possible, given that the gangs at this point in time, the gang leaders, are looking for political power?
Well, they're looking for political power. They're looking for amnesty. They're looking for you not to have a multinational security support mission. And one of the criteria that they had to agree to, the Haitians as part of this panel, was that, to be supportive of this multinational security support mission. And what's interesting is that there are a number of people or organizations that are in play that, have gone on the record and saying that they had opposed it. Now, we're understanding that they've changed their position. But the real question is, as you alluded to, is whether or not a political deal, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, whether that's going to be suffice for the gangs that have basically been wreaking havoc with these coordinated violent attacks, across Haiti's capital.
Yeah, and again, we'll remind people that in Kenya, there are, of course, a police force that is apparently in pre-deployment mode to perhaps go to Haiti to help out the police there. I have to ask you, the aid agencies say they will run out of critical supplies, food, medicine, within just a couple of weeks. How precarious is the situation in Haiti, given the fact that by air, land, and sea now, the gangs are completely in control, it seems?
Well, Haiti is such a strange place. I mean, it's volatile. 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. I mean, today they were managed to get several trucks of fuel out into the capital because they were running low with gasoline and diesel. It was just only a couple of days left. Yesterday, the World Food Program managed to feed 200,000 the World Food Program has managed to provide 200,000 meals to individuals. But again, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen the next day. I mean, there was a recent threat talking both about targeting the National Palace as well as the hotels in Port-au-Prince. So again, a lot is riding on, at least the international community has put a lot of weight on they're getting some sort of a political deal. One of the things that's clear is there isn't a seat for the gangs at the table. And, and what does that mean and how they're going to interpret that?
Yeah, and we will continue to watch this as you said, quite volatile with things changing really by the hour. That meeting does continue in Jamaica. Jacqueline Charles for us. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we do, in fact, have more updates on this story. It does seem like Ariel Henry has decided that he would resign, but is also now saying through a spokesperson that he would remain in place as prime minister, as the leader of Haiti, until some type of an interim government were formed. Now, right now, there's no timetable on that would happen, but also what is key here is whether or not he would be able to even return to Haiti. That's been the problem so far as he remains in Puerto Rico.